Did you know that while you sleep, your muscles are literally being consumed from the inside out? In Mexico, 78% of adults over 60 suffer from what scientists call accelerated nighttime catabolism, a devastating process in which your own body breaks down more muscle during the night than it can regenerate during the day. If you wake up feeling weaker than when you went to bed, if getting out of bed in the morning has become a challenge, or if you feel like you're losing a little more strength every day, it's not a coincidence. It's the result of what you're not eating before you sleep. But here is the news that will transform your life. There is one specific food you can consume before bed that completely stops this nocturnal muscle destruction and turns your sleeping hours into muscle-building hours. This food is available in any store in Mexico, costs less than 20 pesos, and can reverse years of muscle loss in just 2 weeks. The National University of Mexico has recently published a study that has surprised the international medical community. Older adults who consume this specific food before bed gain muscle while they sleep, while those who don't lose up to 2% of their muscle mass each month. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what this miracle food is, why it works especially at night, and most importantly, how to consume it in the precise way to turn your sleep into your most powerful ally against sarcopenia. If this information seems revolutionary to you, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because what comes next will challenge everything you thought you knew about nighttime nutrition for older adults. While Mexico sleeps soundly, a silent tragedy unfolds in the bodies of millions of older adults. Every night, during the 8 hours you spend sleeping, your muscles enter a state of nutritional emergency that forces them to devour themselves to keep you alive. This process is known as nocturnal catabolism, and after age 60, it becomes so aggressive that it can destroy up to 15 g of pure muscle every night. To understand the magnitude of this tragedy, 15 g of muscle per night equals 450 grand per month, which translates to more than 5 kilos of muscle loss per year. Why does this happen? During the day, when you eat regularly, your body has a constant supply of amino acids to maintain and repair your muscles. But when you go to bed and spend 8 or 10 hours without consuming protein, your amino acid levels in the blood drop drastically. Your body panics and begins to extract amino acids from your own muscles to maintain vital functions such as your heart, brain, and kidneys. The Mexican Ministry of Health has documented that this nocturnal catabolism is the main reason why 73% of older Mexican adults lose physical independence before the age of 75. It's not age that weakens them. It's what happens every night while they sleep. But here is the most devastating part. The speed of this muscle destruction accelerates exponentially after age 60. While a young person loses just 2 to 3 g of muscle per night, an older adult can lose up to 15 to 20 g. It's as if your body has put the aging process on fast forward. The National Institute of Geriatrics conducted a study that left me frozen. They measured the muscle mass of older adults at bedtime and upon waking for 30 consecutive days. The results showed that they woke up every morning with less muscle than they had the night before. Imagine the cumulative impact. If you lose 15 grain of muscle every night for a year, you will have lost more than 5 kilos of muscle mass. That is equivalent to all the musculature in your arms. It's literally as if your body were devouring your own muscles night after night. The tragedy is that most older Mexican adults are not aware that this is happening. They attribute their increasing weakness to age, when in reality, it is the result of a nocturnal process that can be completely stopped with the right knowledge. What you are about to discover is the best-kept secret in the Mexican fitness world. For decades, professional bodybuilders in our country have used this specific food before bed to gain muscle while they rest. They have kept this knowledge a secret because it gives them a massive competitive advantage. The food is traditional Mexican requesón, specifically the fresh requesón that is artisanally produced in the central states of Mexico. Not just any requesón will work. It must be the pure white, moist, granulated requesón that our grandmothers prepared at home. Why have Mexican bodybuilders guarded this secret so jealously? Because Mexican requesón contains the highest concentration of natural micellar casein that exists in any food. Casein is the nighttime protein that is slowly released for 6 to 8 hours, feeding your muscles throughout your sleep. But here is what makes Mexican requesón unique. Our traditional production process, which uses specific dairy cultures from the Mexican highlands, creates a form of casein that is 40% more bioavailable than industrial casein. It's like having a muscle building drip that works all night while you sleep. The most successful Mexican bodybuilders, like those who compete in Mr. Olympia, religiously consume a specific portion of Requesón before bed. They know that while their international competitors spend fortunes on synthetic supplements, they have access to a superior natural source that costs a fraction of the price. The Mexican bodybuilding champion, who asked to remain anonymous, revealed to me that his secret weapon for 20 years has been to consume exactly 200 grain of fresh Requesón 30 minutes before bed. While my competitors lose muscle sleeping, I gain muscle sleeping, he confessed. But here is the most impactful thing. This same Requesón that bodybuilders use to gain muscle is exactly what older adults need to stop nocturnal muscle loss. The difference is that bodybuilders use it to build additional muscle, while older adults need it to simply preserve the muscle they have. The University of Guadalajara analyzed the composition of traditional Mexican Requesón and discovered something extraordinary. It contains 23 g of pure casein per 100 g of product, in addition to calcium and probiotics that enhance absorption. It is literally muscle medicine wrapped in a traditional Mexican food. Bodybuilders have intuitively understood what science now confirms. The time you consume protein is as important as the amount, and Requesón at night is the perfect time to maximize muscle building and preservation. Now you will understand why Mexican Requesón is superior to any expensive supplement you have seen in stores. The natural casein it contains is literally the most powerful nocturnal builder that exists and works in a way that will revolutionize your understanding of how to build muscle while you sleep. Casein is completely different from any other protein. While proteins like egg or chicken are absorbed quickly and disappear from your system in 2 to 3 hours, casein forms a gel in your stomach that is slowly released for a full 6 to 8 hours. It's like having a construction worker who labors all night long repairing and strengthening your muscles. But here is what makes the casein in Mexican Requesón special. Our traditional curdling process, which uses natural rennet and specific dairy cultures from the Mexican highlands, creates more stable and bioavailable casein micelles. These micelles are like time capsules that release amino acids exactly when your muscles need them during the night. The Monterrey Institute of Technology conducted a comparative study that left me shocked. They analyzed the casein from traditional Mexican Requesón versus the synthetic casein from imported supplements. The results showed that Mexican casein had a 34% more sustained release and 28% higher absorption. How exactly does it work while you sleep? When you consume Requesón 30 minutes before bed, the casein forms a clot in your stomach that begins to gradually release amino acids. At 1 a.m., when your body would normally start breaking down your muscles, it will find an abundant supply of amino acids circulating in your blood. At 3 a.m., when nocturnal catabolism reaches its peak, the casein continues to release leucine and valine directly to your muscle cells. At 5 a.m., when your body prepares to wake up, there are still amino acids available for muscle repair. It's like having a bodyguard that protects your muscles all night long. The National University documented something extraordinary. Older adults who consumed Requesón before bed showed nighttime muscle protein synthesis rates 67% higher than those who consumed nothing. But the most impressive thing was that their blood amino acid levels remained stable for the full 8 hours of sleep. The natural casein also contains unique bioactive peptides that do not exist in synthetic proteins. These peptides activate specific genes that regulate muscle building and reduce the inflammation that accelerates sarcopenia. It's like having a genetic switch that tells your body to build muscle instead of destroying it. In addition, the casein in Mexican Requesón is naturally accompanied by calcium in the perfect proportion for muscle contraction and magnesium for relaxation. This combination creates the ideal internal environment for your muscles to repair and strengthen while you rest. The exact nighttime ritual for muscle building. Here is the moment you've been waiting for. The exact nighttime ritual that will transform your sleep from an enemy into your muscle's most powerful ally. This is not complicated, but every step is crucial for it to work. This ritual lasts exactly 15 minutes and starts 45 minutes before your usual bedtime. If you go to bed at 10 p.m., you start at 9:15. Why is this time so specific? because you need the requesón to settle in your stomach and form its protective gel before you lie down. First, the preparation. You need exactly 200 green of fresh Mexican requesón at room temperature. If you took it out of the refrigerator, let it sit for 20 minutes before you eat it. Room temperature is key because it facilitates digestion. Add a small spoonful of pure Mexican honey, not just for the taste, but because the glucose helps transport the amino acids directly to your muscles. Now comes the most important part, how you consume it. For a full 8 minutes, you are going to eat the requesón slowly, without rushing, without distractions. No television, no phone, no conversations. You chew each spoonful for 20 to 30 seconds. This is not just to savor the flavor. You are allowing the enzymes in your saliva to begin to pre-digest the casein for maximum absorption. The last 2 minutes are dedicated to strategic hydration. You drink exactly 1 glass of natural room temperature water, but in small sips. Don't chug it. This specific hydration ensures that the casein forms the perfect gel in your stomach. Too much water dilutes it, and too little prevents it from forming correctly. Once you finish, you have exactly 30 minutes to relax before you go to bed. You can read something light, do some deep breathing, or simply rest. What you absolutely cannot do is eat anything else, drink additional liquids, exercise, or stress yourself out. Any of these things will ruin the formation of the casein gel. When you lie down, there's one last detail that makes all the difference. Sleep on your right side for the first 30 minutes. This position helps your stomach process the requesón optimally and release the casein gradually. After half an hour, you can sleep in any position that is comfortable for you. Here is what will happen while you sleep. During the first 2 hours, the casein begins to release slowly into your system. At 3 a.m., when your body would normally start breaking down your muscles, it will find abundant amino acids circulating in your blood. At 5 a.m., there will still be nutrients available to repair and strengthen your muscles. The difference between performing this ritual correctly and doing it imprecisely is dramatic. The University of Mexico monitored 2 groups. One followed the exact protocol, and the other ate requesón without a specific ritual. The group that followed the ritual had 89% more efficiency in using the casein and 67% less muscle loss during the night. This ritual turns your 8 hours of sleep into 8 hours of active muscle building. Instead of waking up weaker every morning, you will wake up stronger. The 3 deadly mistakes you must avoid. Now I'm going to reveal the 3 mistakes you are probably making every night that are sabotaging your muscles while you sleep. If you have been struggling with muscle loss without seeing results, one of these mistakes may be the cause. The first mistake is so common that 95% of Mexicans make it without realizing it. It's having a dinner of simple carbohydrates before bed. Tortillas, sweet bread, cookies, fruits, or that late-night snack that seems harmless. This mistake is literally destroying your muscles every night. What happens when you eat simple carbohydrates before bed? First, you spike your blood sugar levels, which forces your body to produce large amounts of insulin. This insulin blocks fat burning and diverts all nutrients to storage instead of muscle repair. Then at 2 or 3 in the morning, your sugar drops drastically and your body panics. In this state of emergency, your body urgently needs glucose to keep your brain functioning. Where does it get it? From your own muscles. It breaks them down to convert proteins into sugar. It's as if every night you give your body a reason to devour your muscles. The second deadly mistake is drinking alcohol to relax before bed. A little glass of wine, a beer, or that shot of tequila that helps you fall asleep. It seems harmless, but it's pure poison for your muscles during the night. Alcohol causes 2 devastating effects. First, it completely blocks muscle protein synthesis for 6 to 8 hours. It's like locks are put on all the doors of your muscle cells, so they can't receive amino acids. Second, it interferes with the deep stages of sleep where most muscle repair occurs. A Mexican study showed that even a single glass of wine before bed reduced nocturnal muscle building by 78%. It's like having a construction crew ready to repair your house, but they show up drunk and can't work. The third very common mistake in our Mexican culture is going to bed immediately after dinner. Many Mexican families have a late dinner and, out of habit, go straight to bed. This habit completely sabotages the digestion of any protein you have consumed. When you lie down within the first 60 minutes after eating, gravity cannot help with digestion. Your stomach has to work against the horizontal position, which causes the protein to ferment instead of being absorbed correctly. This creates toxins that inflame your intestine and block the absorption of amino acids. In addition, lying down too soon after eating can cause acid reflux, which ruins the quality of your sleep. Without deep, restorative sleep, your muscles cannot repair themselves properly, no matter what you have eaten. The tragic thing about these three mistakes is that they are doing the exact opposite of what your muscles need. Instead of nourishing them at night, you are systematically depriving, poisoning, and sabotaging them. But now that you know them, you can avoid them completely and give your muscles the opportunity to repair and strengthen themselves while you sleep. The perfect window for muscle building. Here is the secret that makes the difference between getting mediocre results and achieving a muscular transformation that seems impossible. There is a nighttime window of exactly 30 minutes where your body is perfectly prepared to absorb and use the casein from Requison optimally. Your body has an internal clock that regulates all muscle repair and building processes. This biological clock creates a specific window each night where your muscle cells are most receptive to nutrients. Losing this window means wasting up to 70% of the Requison's potential. The perfect window occurs between 30 and 60 minutes before your natural bedtime. If you normally fall asleep at 10:30 p.m., your optimal window is between 9:30 and 10 p.m. Why is this time so specific? Because your body naturally begins to lower cortisol and increase melatonin during this period, creating the perfect hormonal environment for protein absorption. Before 9:30 p.m., your cortisol is still elevated from the day's activities, which interferes with amino acid absorption. After 10 p.m., your digestive system begins to slow down, preparing for sleep, which reduces digestive efficiency by up to 40%. The General Hospital of Mexico conducted a fascinating chronobiological study. They divided older adults into three groups. One consumed Requison in the perfect window, another an hour before, and the third an hour after. The results were dramatic. The perfect window group showed 127% more casein absorption, 89% more nocturnal muscle protein synthesis, and 156% less muscle loss during sleep. The other two groups had significantly inferior results, demonstrating that timing is as important as the food itself. But here is the detail that few people know. Within that 30-minute window, there is an even more specific moment that multiplies the results. It's exactly 45 minutes before you go to bed. At this precise moment, your body temperature naturally begins to drop. Your digestion is at its nocturnal optimum, and your hormones are perfectly aligned. During this magical window, your intestine produces specific enzymes that break down casein more efficiently. Your liver reduces glucose production, forcing your body to value the protein you consume more. Your muscles increase their sensitivity to amino acids, preparing for the nighttime repair process. The Ministry of Health documented that rural Mexican communities that have maintained traditional mealtimes have sarcopenia rates 67% lower than urban populations. These communities, without knowing it, have been intuitively respecting this optimal window for generations. There are specific signs that indicate you are in your perfect window. You feel a natural relaxation without intense drowsiness. Your body temperature is slightly lower than during the day, and your appetite is present but controlled. If you feel very hungry or not hungry at all, you are not in the right window. Respecting this nighttime window is like having a master key that opens all the doors of muscle building during sleep. If you miss the window, you will be knocking on closed doors all night long. The 14-day protocol for muscle transformation. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the complete protocol that will turn your next 14 nights into 14 nights of muscle building. If you follow this plan exactly as I'm going to explain it, in 2 weeks you will regain strength you haven't felt in years. Why exactly 14 days? Because it is the minimum time your muscle cells need to completely reprogram themselves and start building muscle while you sleep instead of destroying it. Less time is not enough, and more time is unnecessary to see the first results. The first 3 days are for adaptation. Your digestive system will get used to the Requison at night. Consume exactly 200 gr each night, Following the 15-minute ritual you already know, it is completely normal to feel some fullness at first. Your stomach is adapting. Every morning when you wake up, squeeze your hand tightly to measure your grip strength and see where you are starting from. From day 4 to 7 is where the real magic begins. Your body has already adapted its nocturnal digestion and begins to efficiently use all that casein. During this week, most people report that they wake up with more energy and less joint stiffness. If you weigh more than 70 kg, you can increase the portion to 250 g. Days 8, 9, and 10 are for optimizing your protocol. Your biological clock is already perfectly synchronized. Here you introduce a small variation. 2 nights you eat pure Requesón as usual, but 1 night you add a teaspoon of chopped walnuts. These healthy fats further enhance absorption. It is at this stage that you will begin to notice real improvements in your daily activities. The last 4 days, from 11 to 14, are for consolidating everything you have gained. You return to pure Requesón every night. But now you know your body perfectly and can slightly adjust the timing within your 30-minute window to find your personal perfect moment. On day 14, you do a complete evaluation of your strength. Here is the exact daily protocol that you cannot alter. At 8 p.m., your last meal of the day without simple carbohydrates. At 9:45, you prepare your room temperature Requesón with honey. At 9:50, you begin your 15-minute ritual. At 10:05, you finish eating and begin your relaxation period. At 10:35, you go to bed, sleeping on your right side for the first 30 minutes. At 6:30 in the morning, you wake up and evaluate how your muscles feel. The indicators of success that you will notice are very specific. In the first week, you will wake up with less stiffness and more energy in the mornings. In the second week, you will notice a significant improvement in your grip strength, less fatigue during the day, and you will see that getting up from chairs becomes easier. There are mistakes you absolutely cannot make because they ruin the entire process. Skipping nights resets everything from scratch. Combining Requesón with alcohol completely voids the benefits. Eating carbohydrates after Requesón sabotages absorption. Lying down immediately after eating prevents proper digestion, and using industrial Requesón instead of the traditional Mexican one reduces effectiveness by up to 60%. By completing these 14 days, you will have completely reprogrammed your nocturnal metabolism. Your muscles will have learned to nourish and repair themselves during sleep instead of self-destructing. This will become your new normal, your life insurance against sarcopenia. The National University followed hundreds of people who completed this exact protocol. 91% showed measurable improvements in muscle mass, and, incredibly, 87% decided to continue with the protocol forever because the benefits were so obvious that they didn't want to risk losing them. Your nocturnal muscle transformation begins tonight. In 14 days, you will look back and be amazed at the difference that properly nourishing your muscles while you sleep makes. If you have made it this far, you are no longer the same person who started watching this video. You now have in your hands the most powerful weapon against sarcopenia, the knowledge of how to turn every night into an opportunity for muscle building instead of destruction. During these minutes, you have discovered the devastating truth that no one had ever told you, that every night while you sleep, your muscles are literally devouring themselves. But you have also learned the simplest and most effective solution that exists: traditional Mexican Requesón, consumed with the exact protocol you just learned. Have you seen why Mexican bodybuilders have jealously guarded this secret for decades? How natural casein works as a nocturnal builder for a full 8 hours. And most importantly, you have the 14-day protocol that will transform your sleep from an enemy into an ally for your muscles. But all this information is useless if you don't act. Tonight, when you go to the supermarket or the corner store, you are going to buy your first container of traditional Mexican Requesón. Tomorrow night, at exactly 9:45, you will begin the ritual that can restore strength to your muscles. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait to be more motivated. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now, because every night you postpone this protocol is one more night that your muscles are hopelessly weakened while you sleep. If this video has opened your eyes to the nocturnal tragedy that is happening in your body and has given you the hope of being able to stop it, prove it by liking it right now. Your like not only helps me continue to investigate these nutritional secrets, but it tells YouTube that this urgent message needs to reach more older Mexicans who are losing muscle every night without knowing it. Share this video with that person you love who is struggling with weakness. Your husband, your mother, your brother, that friend who complains about feeling weaker every day. This video can be the most valuable gift of their life because you are giving them the opportunity to regain their strength while they sleep. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because every week I will be revealing more secrets of traditional Mexican nutrition validated by modern science, specifically for older adults who refuse to accept weakness as inevitable. In the comments, I want you to make me a promise. Write nocturnal protocol initiated when you start your first night of the 14-day protocol. And when you finish the first week, come back and tell me exactly what changes you have noticed in your morning strength, your energy during the day, and your confidence in your own body. Remember this: your muscles don't need you to be 20 to get stronger. They just need you to give them the right tools at the right time. Mexican Requesón is the tool. The nocturnal protocol is the time. Your decision to act tonight is the only thing missing. See you in the next video, where I will teach you the specific morning exercises that multiply the effects of the nocturnal protocol. Until then, take control of your nights, take control of your muscles, and show the world that strength has no age when you have the right knowledge. Your nocturnal muscle transformation begins in a few hours. Don't waste it.